How personal and mass consciousness affects natural disasters. A Seth material perspective. Introduction. The Seth material, channeled by Jane Roberts from 1963 to 1984, presents a radical view of the nature of reality and human consciousness. According to Seth, our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions directly shape both our personal experiences and the physical world around us. This includes natural phenomena like weather patterns, geological events, and epidemics that we typically consider beyond human control. In this video, we will explore how Seth's teachings on personal and mass consciousness relate to natural disasters. We'll examine the concept of consciousness units, CUs, as the building blocks of matter, and how our individual and collective psyches influence these units to manifest physical events. We'll also look at how guided meditation and lucid dreaming can help us become more aware of our creative abilities and potentially mitigate destructive events. Finally, we'll conclude with a visualization exercise to help readers apply these concepts. The nature of consciousness and reality, according to Seth. To understand Seth's perspective on natural disasters, we must first grasp his fundamental views on consciousness and the nature of reality. 1. All that is. Seth describes an infinite, multidimensional source consciousness he calls all that is, from which all individual consciousness and physical matter emerges. 2. We create our reality. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are not just subjective experiences, but creative forces that shape the events and conditions of our lives. 3. Probable realities. At every moment, we choose from infinite probable versions of reality based on our beliefs and focus. The physical world we experience is just one of countless possibilities. 4. The present is the point of power. We create our reality in each moment of the present, not through past karma or predetermined fate. 5. The inner self. We each have a larger identity or inner self that exists beyond space and time and coordinates our physical experiences. With this framework in mind, let's examine how Seth views the relationship between consciousness and natural disasters. Personal consciousness and natural events. Seth emphasizes that we are not helpless victims of random natural forces, but active creators of our experiences. You are in physical existence to learn and understand that your energy, translated into feelings, thoughts, and emotions, causes all experience. There are no exceptions. This applies even to events we consider acts of God, like earthquakes, hurricanes, or volcanic eruptions. While Seth acknowledges these phenomena have physical causes, he insists the root source is always consciousness. There are no accidents in cosmic terms or in terms of the world as you understand it. Your own emotional energy regulates to a large extent the amount of earthquakes that you have, for example. On a personal level, Seth suggests we may unconsciously draw ourselves to locations or situations where natural disasters occur based on our beliefs, psychological needs, and desire for certain kinds of experiences. Someone with a belief that life is dangerous or nature is hostile may be more likely to encounter threatening natural events. However, Seth is clear that this doesn't mean disaster victims are to blame or attracted their fate in any simplistic sense. Rather, he describes complex interactions between personal and mass consciousness that contribute to such events. Mass events and collective consciousness. While individual consciousness plays a role, Seth emphasizes that natural disasters are primarily mass events shaped by the collective psyche of humanity. Earthquakes are the result of tensions, obviously. The Earth is alive and the Earth moves, and the Earth shakes sometimes. But the reasons for those tensions are not simply to be found in the Earth's crust. They are the result of tensions in the mass mind of mankind. He describes several ways collective human consciousness influences natural events. 1. Release of psychic tension. Natural disasters may serve as outlets for pent-up emotional and psychic energy in the mass mind. Just as an individual may have an emotional outburst, humanity collectively blows off steam through geological and meteorological events. 2. Reflection of mass beliefs. Our shared beliefs about the nature of reality, including expectations of periodic disasters, help manifest those events. 3. Desire for drama and intensity. Seth suggests humanity has an inherent need for high-intensity experiences, which may be fulfilled through natural disasters when not met in other ways. 4. Cleansing and renewal. Disasters can serve as cleansing events, clearing out old structures, both physical and psychological, to make way for new growth. 5. Bringing people together. The shared experience of surviving and recovering from disasters often increases social cohesion and compassion. 6. Disaster declarations clear the way for federal funds to help recovery, giving renewed hope for many individuals who felt hopeless and lived without meaning or job opportunities. Importantly, Seth does not see this as a simple cause and effect relationship where human thoughts directly trigger specific events. Rather, he describes a complex interplay between consciousness, probable realities, and the inherent characteristics of the physical Earth. Consciousness units, CUs, and the manifestation of events. To explain how consciousness shapes physical reality, Seth introduces the concept of consciousness units, or CUs. These are the fundamental building blocks of matter, described as units of consciousness inherent in all physical matter. CUs respond to and are directed by consciousness, both individual and en masse. They are alive in the sense of being infused with the energy and awareness of all that is. Seth explains. These units of consciousness are the forms that consciousness takes when it is directed toward physical actuality. They are the invisible, fundamental structures upon which all physical matter is built, the basis for all physical formations. In the context of natural disasters, we can understand CUs as the link between mass consciousness and physical events. As collective human beliefs, emotions, and expectations coalesce, they influence the behavior of CUs on a vast scale. This can lead to shifts in weather patterns, geological movements, and other phenomena we experience as natural disasters. Seth emphasizes that this process is largely unconscious. Most people are unaware of how their psychic energy contributes to mass events. However, as we develop greater awareness of our creative abilities, we may gain more conscious influence over these processes. Probable realities and natural disasters. Another key concept in understanding Seth's view of natural disasters is that of probable realities. Seth teaches that all possible versions of events exist simultaneously in a multi-dimensional framework. Our beliefs and focus determine which probable reality we experience. In the case of natural disasters, this means that at any given moment, there are probable versions of reality where a disaster occurs and others where it doesn't, or versions where it happens with greater or lesser intensity. Our individual and collective consciousness selects which probability manifests in physical experience. Seth explains, in your terms, the future is composed of a multitude of probabilities from which you choose events that will be physically experienced. Earthquakes that might happen do happen in other probabilities. This perspective offers both comfort and responsibility. On one hand, it means that no disaster is truly inevitable. There are always probable realities where it doesn't occur. On the other hand, it emphasizes our role in consciously or unconsciously choosing the events we experience. Practical implications and potential solutions. If consciousness shapes natural events, what are the practical implications? Can we use this knowledge to prevent or mitigate disasters? Seth offers several suggestions. 1. Examine our beliefs. By becoming aware of our individual and cultural beliefs about nature, disasters, and human vulnerability, we can start to shift the energy that contributes to destructive events. 2. Release psychic tension consciously. Finding healthy outlets for emotional release and intensity can reduce the need for dramatic physical events as pressure valves for mass consciousness. 3. Focus on positive probabilities. By envisioning and believing in positive outcomes, we make it more likely that benign probable realities will manifest. 4. Develop inner sensing abilities. As we become more attuned to our inner selves and the interconnected web of consciousness, we may gain greater intuitive awareness of potential events. 5. Use dreams and altered states. Practices like lucid dreaming and meditation can help us access deeper levels of consciousness where we have more direct influence over physical reality. Seth emphasizes that the goal is not to completely eliminate natural disasters, as they serve important functions in the Earth's physical and psychic ecosystem. Rather, the aim is to reduce their destructive impact and our sense of victimhood in relation to them. Lucid dreaming is a tool for consciousness exploration. One specific practice Seth recommends for expanding our creative abilities is lucid dreaming, the state of becoming consciously aware that you are dreaming while still in the dream. Seth describes the dream state as a gateway to other levels of reality where we have more direct access to our inner selves and creative power. In lucid dreams, we can experiment with consciously shaping our experience, which can translate to greater awareness of our creative abilities in waking life. Seth suggests that as we become more adept at lucid dreaming, we may even be able to influence physical events or gain information about probable futures. Some ways lucid dreaming might be applied to issues of natural disasters include 1. Exploring probable realities. In lucid dreams, we might be able to view different probable versions of events and gain insight into how to influence outcomes. 2. Releasing psychic tension. Lucid dreams can provide a safe outlet for exploring intense experiences, potentially reducing the collective need for physical disasters. 3. Communicating with the inner self. Through lucid dreaming, we may be able to access deeper levels of knowledge about upcoming events or how to respond to them. 4. Practicing creative visualization. The dream state offers a vivid environment to experiment with visualizing positive outcomes and influencing reality with our thoughts. 5. Developing intuition. Regular lucid dreaming can enhance our intuitive abilities, potentially allowing us to sense and respond to impending events more effectively. While lucid dreaming alone is unlikely to prevent major disasters, it can be a powerful tool for expanding our understanding of consciousness and our creative relationship with physical reality, ethical considerations, and collective responsibility. Seth's teachings on the relationship between consciousness and natural events raise some challenging ethical questions. If we accept that human consciousness plays a role in manifesting disasters, does that mean victims are somehow responsible for their fate? Seth is clear that this is not the case. You are not to blame for your unfortunate circumstances. This does not mean that you are not responsible for your experiences. He emphasizes the distinction between blame, which implies judgment, and responsibility, which simply acknowledges our creative role. The key is to approach this knowledge with compassion, understanding the complex interplay of individual and mass consciousness that contributes to events. Seth also stresses our collective responsibility in shaping the events of our world. While individual consciousness matters, it's our shared beliefs and emotional climate that have the most significant impact on large-scale events. This means that addressing issues like natural disasters requires a collective shift in consciousness, not just individual effort. Some ways we might approach this collective responsibility include 1. Cultivating awareness. Educating ourselves and others about the creative power of consciousness and our interconnectedness with nature. 2. Promoting positive beliefs. Working to shift cultural narratives away from fear and powerlessness toward empowerment and harmony with natural forces. 3. Supporting emotional well-being. Recognizing that the emotional health of individuals contributes to the overall psychic climate that influences events. 4. Developing sustainable practices. Aligning our physical actions with beliefs that support environmental balance and reduce the need for corrective natural events. 5. Fostering community resilience. Building strong, supportive communities that can weather challenges without falling into fear or despair. By approaching these issues with compassion, wisdom, and a sense of shared responsibility, we can work towards a more conscious and harmonious relationship with the natural world. In closing, the Seth material offers a provocative perspective on the relationship between human consciousness and natural disasters. While challenging to our conventional understanding, this view also offers hope and empowerment. If we accept that our thoughts and beliefs play a role in shaping physical events, we gain the possibility of influencing those events in more positive ways. Of course, Seth's ideas should not be taken as an excuse to abandon practical disaster preparedness or ignore the physical factors contributing to events like climate change. Rather, they invite us to expand our approach, addressing both the outer and inner dimensions of our relationship with the natural world. As we develop greater awareness of our creative abilities and our interconnectedness with all of life, we open the door to a more conscious and harmonious way of living on this planet. While we may never eliminate natural disasters entirely, we can work towards a reality where they occur with less frequency and destructive force, and where we approach them with greater resilience and understanding. Visualization exercise, harmonizing with natural forces. To conclude, here is a visualization exercise based on Seth's teachings to help harmonize your personal consciousness with natural forces. 1. Find a comfortable position and take a few deep breaths, allowing yourself to relax. 2. Imagine yourself surrounded by a sphere of golden light. This light represents your consciousness and creative energy. 3. Visualize this sphere expanding, growing larger and larger until it encompasses your whole environment, then your city, country, and eventually the entire planet. 4. As your awareness expands, tune into the energy of the Earth itself. Feel the aliveness in the soil, the rocks, the water, and the air. 5. Imagine your consciousness merging with the consciousness of the Earth. There is no separation. You are part of this living system. 6. From this expanded perspective, envision waves of harmony and balance flowing through the Earth's systems. See weather patterns stabilizing, geological pressures releasing gently, ecosystems thriving in balance. 7. Focus on feelings of peace, love, and cooperation between humanity and nature. See people living in conscious harmony with the environment. 8. Hold this vision for as long as feels comfortable, knowing that your focused awareness is contributing to the creation of this reality. 9. When ready, gradually bring your attention back to your immediate surroundings, carrying with you the sense of expanded awareness and connection. 10. Take a moment to reflect on any insights or feelings that arose during the visualization. Regular practice of this or similar exercises can help align your consciousness with more harmonious probable realities and contribute to the collective shift needed to create a more balanced relationship with our planet.